This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Friday, January 31st, 2025. I'm Mark Mazurek. A proposal to build a $500 million casino near Fort Wayne appears to be stalled, at least for the current legislative session. After a bill outlining the move of Full House Resorts' casino license from Rising Sun to New Haven was dropped without a vote Wednesday, the legislation's sponsor, Senator Andy Zay, said he doesn't have any concrete plans to try and revive the measure.
They'll continue to look at things, and they'll continue to look at appropriate legislation. What our appetite to jump in on that at this point is, I'm not certain. I mean, it is a budget session. We're dealing with big things. So, whether we're going to jump back into this, I would say it's highly unlikely.
Zay did say he might look at advancing language to authorize a study on suitable sites for the license move. Full House Chief Development Officer Alex Stoiler declined an interview request Thursday, but issued a written statement thanking supporters, saying, quote, "Although a vote was not taken to move the proposal forward, we respect the legislative process and look forward to continuing to work with state and local officials to bolster economic development in the region." Downtown Indianapolis hotels are nearly sold out for Saturday's WWE Royal Rumble at Lucas Oil Stadium, and local tourism officials say they're hopeful the demand bodes well for upcoming World Wrestling Entertainment events in the city. Most of downtown's inventory of more than 7,500 rooms has been booked for more than a month, officials said. However, a smattering of rooms remain available at a handful of properties, albeit with higher than normal room rates. Based on an IBJ search late Thursday, the few rooms still available for Saturday night were priced above $350. Most were listed in the $400 to $550 range, including those at the Alexander, Homewood Suites by Hilton near IU Indianapolis, Le Méridien Indianapolis, and the Conrad Indianapolis. The Downtown Embassy Suites by Hilton was asking almost $700 for the night. Patrick Tam is president of the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association, and he thinks that hotels are trying to strike a balance between increased rates and meeting the needs of fans, many of whom could be repeat customers. The deal between the Indiana Sports Corps and the World Wrestling Entertainment Group, announced in June, will last for 8 years and will bring multiple WWE shows to Indianapolis, including a SummerSlam event and WrestleMania. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Attorney General Todd Rokita is facing disciplinary action for a second time after the Indiana Supreme Court Disciplinary Commission filed another complaint against him Friday morning. In essence, the new action against Rokita stems from when he previously was disciplined in 2023. With that previous discipline, Rokita agreed to a public reprimand and told the court he accepted responsibility for calling Hoosier doctor Caitlin Bernard a, quote, activist acting as a doctor on Fox News. Just 2 hours after the initial discipline, however, Rokita released a statement bashing the commission and saying he admitted no fault. The new disciplinary complaint claims Rokita made false statements to the Indiana Supreme Court as evidenced by his public backtracking of his first discipline. Rokita did not immediately respond to Indiana lawyers' requests for comment. For more details about the new complaint, head to InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Funding for gifted learners, dual immersion programs, and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library is on the chopping block in the proposed state budget, while tuition support is increasing as Indiana faces a leaner 2-year fiscal period. In total, the 2025 to 27 state budget draft outlines an increase of around 2% each year in overall education funding, alongside cuts to several K-12 and library programs and initiatives. Education officials say some of those cuts are necessary to increase tuition support, the primary funding mechanism for both public schools and private school vouchers. It reflects the pressure on the state to fund K-12 education, which makes up nearly half of the state's 2-year budget amidst ongoing inflation, a Medicaid deficit, and the end of federal pandemic funding. And Muncie-based First Merchants Corporation is reporting full-year net income of $200 million in 2024, down from $222 million the previous year. Despite the drop, CEO Mark Hardwick said the parent of First Merchants Bank finished the year strong with a fourth quarter net income increase of almost $64 million. During the fourth quarter, First Merchants completed the sale of 5 branches in Illinois, generating $20 million in non-interest income. The bank said the sale represents an exit from the suburban Chicago markets. Get ready to rumble. WWE Vice President Chris Legento and Indiana Sports Corps President Patrick Talty are this week's guests on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.